All right, so what is going on, guys? It is Hey Forex back at it with another video. In this video, I'm going to explaining how to actually get funded and how to maintain a funded account. And yeah, I mean, I'm just going to pretty much tell you exactly how to go about it. This is probably the best plan you can have. You're not going to be able to just create something like this without actually just learning and trial and error. Um, it's just not, you're just not going to think of it like this. So for people who watch this video, for people who do take the advice, hopefully this helps you out. And yeah, so basically what you want to do to get funded, you want to stick to one session. Always stick to one session, right? You don't want to be trading other sessions. Stick to the session that you normally already trade. If you already trade London session, stick to London session. If you trade London session, GBP, JPY, that's what you want to trade. You just want to stick to that session, take those trades, and that's it. Now, once you actually stick to one session and you're getting trades, right? You want to be risking 1 to 2 trades per day. So basically, if you win your first trade, you're done. If you lose your first trade, you try again. If you lose that trade, call it a day and come back tomorrow, right? And you want to be risking anywhere between 0.5% to 1%. So my advice is risk 0.5% until you get up to around 2 to 3%. And then when you're up 2 to 3%, then risk 1%. But if you go back to break even from risking 1%, drop back down to risking 0.5%. That way, you're not risking 1% in drawdown. So you don't have only 10 trades before you lose the account or 12 trades before you lose the account. You have like 24 trades before you lose the account. So that's the whole point. You're not trying to lose this account. And on top of that, my Forex funds, they allow you extensions. So there's no point in rushing. You only need to make 8%. So as long as you're risking 0.5% in the beginning to make 2 to 3%, and then once you get to that point, risk 1%, it should only really take you like, you know what I'm saying, a couple weeks, honestly, as long as you're catching high probability setups and going for risk rewards. And even if you're not, even if you're just catching 1-to-1s, if you have like a 70% win rate or something like that, you'll be able to get this done, right? And don't stack orders. It doesn't matter how good that setup looks, don't stack it, because if that trade doesn't work out, now you're 1 step forward, 2 steps behind, because you're stacking orders on trades that you have no idea if they're going to win or not. Trading is a complete game of probabilities. You can't suspect the trade is going to work out based off how it looks. You can have the perfect setup and it's not going to play out. So just stick to one order. If you're going to take, let's say, you're trading GBP JPY, it's an uptrend, and you have a 10 pip stop loss, you're risking $200, then you're going to have like a 2.2 or 2.23 lot size or something like that, right? Because that's going to be $200. Now, you can trade London session, New York session, whatever one works for you. Do what already you're doing. If you're already, hopefully before you do this, you're already consistent, you already are profitable, you're already able to make 10, 20, 30% on your own personal account a month. And then that's why you're trying to get funded. If you're not, don't even try to get funded unless you're trying to give them your money, because you're not going to get funded. And if you do get funded, you're not going to maintain the account. And then, and then you want to be sticking to New York session, or you want to be sticking to London session. Whatever session that you normally trade with is the session you want to be trading with to be familiar with it. Don't try to do anything different than you would on your normal account. And then once you're funded, you want to be sticking to the same parameters. You want to be sticking to one session. You want to be taking 1 or 2 trades per day. If you win your first trade, you're done. You can go outside and kind of tweak things, but for the most part, this is something that you want to do if you're going from being broke. Like if you're broke, you don't have no money, you keep failing, you keep losing, stick to this plan. Don't try to go outside this plan. Once you get more consistent, once you get more confident and stuff like that, and you're able to actually get withdrawals and like you're becoming a better trader, then maybe if you win your first trade during London session, you can come back to New York and trade as well. But if you're not doing that, don't try to go outside this plan. Then what you want to be doing is taking 1 or 2 trades per day, like I said. If you win your first trade, just come back tomorrow. If you lose your first trade, wait for another high probability setup. If there's not one, just come back tomorrow. If there is, take the trade. And you want to be risking 0.5% the entire time. There's no point on trying to go higher than 0.5%, because if you want to be risking more capital, get funded more capital. Don't get a 100K account and then try to make like 30K on the account. There's no point. Get funded like 600K and then you'll be able to make 30K in like a week. So it's like, that's what you want to do. Like if you have an issue where you're trading, let's say a 10K account, 20K account, and you're trying to make 5, 10, 12K a month, don't do that. That's the problem. Risk. If you have a 10K account, you'll be risking like $50 a trade, because reality is, even though you're trading on a 10K account, you're really trading on a $1,000 account, because you only have 12% max drawdown. So technically it's like a $1,200 account. So you want to be trading it like you have a $1,200 account in order to maintain it. The problem is what people are doing is they get funded 100K and then they think that they have 100K to play with, and that's not true. That's the reason why, if you had, let's say, for example, a 10K personal account, would you be risking $1,000 a trade? No, you wouldn't, unless like you're just completely retarded. So what you want to be doing is, when you get funded, you want to be risking like 0.5% per trade. You can go lower than that, but you don't necessarily need to. Like if you need to go lower than risking 0.5% per trade, then I guess that's personal preference. But if you're losing, like if you're able to blow an account risking 0.5% per trade, then you're not profitable enough to maintain an account in the first place. Because like, in order to do that, you have to lose like 24 trades in a row, or you're like stacking orders, you're going against your rules, and it's just there's something you're literally doing in order to lose the account, which is fine. Like it's fine if you're not at that level. And even then, like if you want to take these accounts to take in and you learn from it, go ahead and do that. But this is exactly what you want to be doing. And if you want to, you can change the 0.5% to 0.6%. So that way it's like, okay, if you know that your max drawdown that you see, let's say you're tracking your trades on my FX book, and you see that over the course of the last year, the max losing streak I go through is like, let's say 7 or 8 trades in a row. So like, if you know that the max drawdown you ever experienced losses wise consistently in a row, it's like 5 trades or 7 trades ever, or the past 3 months, then you can go to risk 0.6% or 0.5%, but don't risk 1%. There's no point in giving yourself that little of opportunities when you don't have any other option. If this is your account that like you're trying to live off of, there's no point. There's no point on trying to like risk it and put yourself in such a situation where if you lose 2 or 3 trades, you're thinking about the drawdown, you're thinking about all these different things. It's not going to work out. You're going to lose the account. And again, you don't want to stack orders. You want to be just sticking to a simple plan. You just want to be consistent. You want to be taking high probability setups. You want to be trading with the trend or not trading with the trend, whatever strategy you do to work. You want to be sticking to that. And then you want to be using risk management. So I'm going to be in the description sending you guys 3 different ways that you can go to risk management. You can use the Stenu app. You can use the one that I use. I use a certain program that's connected to my MT4. And then as well, you can use another one. Is a website called the Risk Calculator app. So those are the 3 ones you can use. And for the psychology part, I'm going to have to make a whole different video, and it's probably going to be like 30 minutes long. But this is kind of like the base plan that you want to make in order to actually maintain the account. And again, once, let's say you purchase a 50K account or 100K account and like you get like withdrawals and stuff, scale that up. You want to create a good risk management plan, and then once you got that going, don't try to do more with the 50K account. Just get more capital, so that way you can do exactly what you're doing. Let's say you're making $500-$600 a day on a 50K account. Now what you do is you get funded 100K. Now you're making $1,200, $1,000 to $1,200 a day, doing the same thing, taking the same trades. Then from there you can purchase another 200K account. Now you're making like, $2,000 to $3,000 a day, taking the same trades that you did on a 50K account. And you just rinse and repeat that method. And then on top of that, if you want, I'll even send a description to trade copier. So let's say you're going for my Forex funds and you get fully maxed out funded, risking 0.5%, and you're making, let's say, $50,000 to $60,000 a month on a 600K account, right? Making 10%. Once you're maxed out to 10%, if you want to make more money, don't sit there and risk 1% or do all these other things, because now you're at a point where, unless you want to, it's all up to you. But the best thing to do is get more capital. Go to another prop firm. So instead of trying to increase the risk and putting yourself in a situation where you're exposing yourself to more risk just to make more money, get more capital, and you can scale your plan while maintaining the same risk management. So you can go and get funded with my Forex funds and then get funded with FTMO. Those 2 alone, that's $1 million in funding. So like, you can literally go from risking $250 a trade to risking $5,000 a trade, just getting maxed out funding between my Forex funds and FTMO. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's like, if you put in the work to actually get funded and just keep it going and max things out, that way you'll be fine. You'll never sit there and be like, okay, I risked 2 to 3% on a 100K account. What's the point? Because now it's like, if you lost 2 to 3% and you do that again, now your account's gone. Now you have to try it all over again because you're trying to do so much on this one account versus scaling up. So what you want to be doing, guys, basically, long story short, is that you want to create a risk management plan that you can scale. It's not the point of doing like, okay, I'm going to risk 0.5% and then I'm going to risk 3%. No, that's not what unless you're Lambo Raul, don't do it. Because if you have to go this route to get capital, then you don't have money in the first place. You're not in a position to be doing all these different things. And on top of that, you're probably not that experienced because you have to do this. So it's like you're in the beginning of your trading career. So you want to be taking things slow. You want to be very disciplined, and you want to keep things very simple. And you can screenshot this. This is like the best plan that I can give you. And then if you guys need more information on it, just comment down below, and I'll be more in depth, or I can go like very, you know what I'm saying, in depth on like that specific thing. And like, this is exactly what I did to get funded like 450K. And like, prior to doing this, I always would fail. And I had to keep learning, and I had to keep tweaking things. And a lot of the reason why I failed wasn't even the plan, because I always had these type of plans, but it's the psychology part. And I'm gonna have to make a whole different video on that, because like, that's like more important to even the plan, honestly. Because like, if you don't have the psychology, doesn't matter if like God himself created the plan, you won't stick to it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more content. And yeah.